Yeah, I think we are live. Yeah, we're live.
You can start. Have somebody joined?
Okay. Yeah, let's begin, Ajay.
Okay. Hello everyone, welcome to OpenGeest NIT Jalandhar presents Let's Talk About Higher Studies. First of all, a very happy new year to all the viewers and everyone watching this. May this year brings out the best in all of us. I am Nandini Jarial and this is Anmol with me.
Anmol Virdi. Yeah.
We are from Computer Science and Engineering final year and will be your host for the event. Today, we have with us our alumnus, the man who is a prodigy, very talented, Mr. Know-it-all, Mr. Aditya Manchanda. Hi, sir.
Hi everyone. First of all, happy New Year to all, and thank you to OpenGeest for inviting me. So a lot, Nandini has already given a great introduction, and thanks for that.
I would like to give a brief piece of information about Sir before we commence with the session. Sir is currently pursuing his master's in computer science at University of Southern California, USC, Virterbi College of Engineering in Los Angeles, California. Not only that, Sir has also received an admit from NYU Courant Institute of Mathematical Sciences as well. And if you think that's it, then wait. Sir has also received job offers from leading names in the industries like Amazon, Goldman Sachs, Standard Chartered Bank right away after his undergraduation. So this is phenomenal. What are you? So, sir, I would like to ask you, how is USC treating you?
Okay, so that's one of the questions I was waiting for, and so USC respects and treats their students so well. Like right away when we reached here, there was a lot of events organized for the students, and there it was so welcoming to all the students, not only like to Indians or Chinese. They had particular events for particular cultures. And then because I'm a part of the residential education and I'm living in the on-campus housing, so they had different events for all the students who are in on-campus housing. So our first week before the start of classes was filled with events daily, and the we had campus tours, we had like cultural performances, we had interactions with our departments. So there were a lot of events, and even after the events, throughout the semester, they organize certain activities for students, and of course, you get a lot of goodies here. And yeah, and apart from that, it's a really safe environment here. They have proper facilities for ensuring that the students are safe and they don't feel physically or emotionally fatigued or any. They don't get any issues that way. So yeah, student the in case if we consider the way USC treats students, it's one of the best in America.
I've been following Sir for a long time and I see his streaks and Instagram stories. So मैंने Sir को पहले भी कहा था कि USA is more Indian than India.
Well, yeah,
So
exactly. There are a lot of Indian students here. You can see, and the communities also have been made. There's a community like which is specifically for Indian students only. So they organize events, and we have been celebrating all the Indian festivals till now. So it's really great experience.
Okay, so my next question is how is your college and what is the culture there?
So the college, if I say in one word, it's really beautiful, and there's a like gist of something traditional or old, but on the other hand the architecture is made in such a great way that you just it's a phenomenal beautiful scenery, and it's so big. The campus is so big. Like in the starting days I used to get lost in the campus only. Without Google Maps I could not even like go from one place to other. And the student life, it's really great, and there is a diverse student community. People from different countries, not only states but different countries are here, and you get a chance to interact with a lot of new students. You get to a chance to learn from their culture, and yeah, like you get to learn a lot from just the students. And I have not even started about the education side, but let's go ahead.
That's really nice, sir. Sir, I would like to ask you, how did you prepare for what you're doing, and what was your preparation strategy?
So, um, the preparation, the complete strategy includes different steps. It's not a short strategy, and you have to start preparing early before you even go to get an admit. You start with shortlisting the universities where you want to apply, where you want a chance to get an admit. After you have shortlisted, you have to take exams like GRE and the TOEFL exam for English proficiency. And depending on the university, of course, depending on the university you have selected, if the university requirements do not include these scores, then you need not take them. Then once you're done with these tests, you're taken these tests and got your score, then you decide to shortlist the shortlist from that list, because you can apply to it's not you can apply to limited universities, but you try to keep it small. You don't need admits from all the a lot of universities, because at the end you're going to go to one only, right? And after you're done with tests, then there's this process for the visa, and you have to go for your applications. You have to prepare a SOP, then you have to get your letters of recommendation. You have to build your profile that you need to present to the university admission community. Once you're done with all that, then it's the time to go for the application, fill in the application forms and submit all the documents they require, and then wait for your admit. And that wait is too difficult, but yeah, you gotta wait for your admits. And once you're done with the admits, then you have to select the university where you have to go to. And after that, the passport and visa process comes up. So the preparation for all these parts, it you have to go step by step. You can't go like, okay, I'm gonna go to this university and I'll just work along. You have to prepare for your GRE if it is required. You have to prepare for your TOEFL exam if it is required, and then you have to prepare your SOP. That's also important, that you have to prepare an SOP differently for each university, because you don't want to show them that you are just randomly applying to any university, and it should not be a generic one. They should know that you are actually want to go to that university. So that's how it goes.
Okay. So, okay, my next question, sir, for you is that why did you choose masters and that too abroad?
Good question. So, to be honest, if I start with my journey during my undergrad, I did not have even a plan to go for masters until the end of my second year. But I got a chance to do some research work under our professors, and because of that research work, and also I did some online courses which referred to some research papers. But once you get into research stuff, it's like you explore a different new world. You got to get to learn a lot of new stuff, and I I started to feel like this is not enough for me, and I need to learn a lot more. Like we say in Hindi कि सीखने की भूख होती है. It's like that. So I decided like I want to go to masters, and since I had already seen the education culture in India and I experienced it all, I wanted to like increase my horizon and see how it is done internationally. And then I decided like, okay, let's go for masters, and here I am.
So, as we know that you have also worked with Amazon, for how many months have you worked there, sir?
6 months.
6 months. Sir, was leaving Amazon, the risk that you took was worth it?
Well, I would say it will be worth it after I'm done with this degree.
I
That's
see.
really witty
Okay, so
answer.
one more question, sir, a follow up. What all career opportunities are there for a master student there in the US?
So once you're done with your masters, it's actually dependent on you. Like if you're doing some specialization, then opens career opportunities based on that specialization. And like you're doing your specialization in AI, then you can go for the positions like machine learning engineer or and there are specializations of data science. You can go for data scientist. But again, one, like for example, if I consider myself, I'm doing uh, in computer science general, right? So for me, after doing a master's, I have opened different kind of opportunities. first of all the classic one SGE, then there's this software engineering, and then data scientist. I can also go for that. I can go for machine learning engineers, cloud DevOps. It's totally up to me. And then there are opportunities in research, because when you go for the research positions, they usually prefer people who have proper knowledge, or who have like some specialized knowledge in that particular field. So as a master's student, you get more preference over the students from bachelor's, and similarly PhD students get more preference than masters.
I see. Okay.
Okay. So, what are the pros and cons that you're facing right now in the college and in
um,
USA?
so the pros are, I get to learn a lot of new stuff, and secondly I get a chance to see the education system in US. And apart from that, I also get to live the college life, which I kind of missed because of this COVID. And like there are a lot of other pros, the events, the practical education experience I'm getting, the and the con is, I wouldn't say there are too much of cons, but yeah, like you have to manage a lot of stuff by yourself. So sometimes it becomes a little bit difficult to manage your time along with the assignments you are getting, the projects you have on your head, and also you have to like go for some work and stuff. So in that case, that is a little bit of con, but the pros overpower the cons easily.
So, you are like enjoying your stay at USA and you're enjoying your experience.
Yeah, you should enjoy, otherwise it becomes difficult.
That's really,
Yeah.
you're not homesick, right?
No.
Okay. So, sir, are there any major differences in the education system there and here in India?
Yeah, I would say there are a lot of differences which I have seen. The education system in India, it's more of a theoretical way, I would say, and they prepare you for everything. Like during my undergrad, I was able to learn different domains and learn properly in those domains. But most of the practical stuff I had done on my own. The and here they focus more on practical learning. Along with that, I would say the way teachers are handling everything in India, the professors, they are like, they are your friends, right? Here, along with the professors, there are, you have, they have TAs, then graders, everyone to do everything. The task of a professor is differentiated among the assistants they have, and everything needs not be managed by the professor. The classes are too big of in the size, some classes, and some are too small, but yeah, it's the difference like that.
Okay.
So, for someone like you who has experienced the Indian education system and the US education system, we here in India say that कि हमें बहुत ज़्यादा पुराना syllabus पढ़ाया जाता है. Like our syllabus is not updated, the curriculum is very outdated, and you know. So, in USA, do we study the latest technology and work on them, or we like the conventional learning system that we follow here in India is being followed there as well?
So it's not like that we just go for the conventional learning system. They do start from the older stuff, because you need to know how it all started. But see, eventually you reach the position like where we are today. So from where it all started to where we are today right now, it goes in that way. And the assignments we are getting here, those help us understand the essence of what we just studied. So that's a little bit, I would say, upper side in case of the education in US.
I see. Okay. So, let's just jump to questions first. Okay. So,
So we have some
students.
questions from the college, from
Yeah.
the students from our college, from first year, second year, who want to go abroad and do their masters. Anmol, you'll go first.
Yeah. So the first question was, what was the total money spent on the whole process from travel to admission and everything?
Well, to be honest, I have,
Yeah, you don't need to give exact figures, just an estimate.
uh, including travel, it would be.
let's just skip the travel part. Yeah.
Yeah, for the whole process, I would say I used up my internship money from the summer internship.
Okay.
So you can like have a, it would be
Summer
around,
internship from Standard Chartered.
yeah. So it costs a little bit, but again, I would say it depends on the student to student. Like if you are applying for 10 universities, then you're gonna get charged different amount. If you're applying for 5 universities, again different amount. So depending on the final shortlist you have, it varies.
So the next question is, so does it require to prepare for it from the first year onwards? And what is the procedure for getting into top colleges of the world for masters?
So I wouldn't say you need to like start preparing right from the first year, because you also have to explore your options. If you are totally like bent that you want to go for masters only, you can start preparing for first year. It would be a plus point in your case. What you need to do from first year is you have to start building your profile, because the way you build your profile for applying for, as a master's student, as compared to the way you build your profile for applying as a placement person, it varies. And in case of US, they do value your research experience, the how much research you have done, and it is really valued. Secondly, CGPA is too much important in capitals. So if somebody says that CGPA is not important, don't listen to them. It is important in case you are applying for masters. And if you are going for placement, of course, I wouldn't say that CGPA is not important in that case, because if you're going for placement, even in case of in going for international placements, they do look at your CGPA. It matters a lot. So that's the main difference, the main thing that you have to start preparing for from your first year if you're going to go for masters. For the GRE and TOEFL exams, um, depending on how good your grasping power is or how good your analytical skills are, you can start preparing a few months before you decide to go for the exam. And you have to also take into consideration how much time their scores are valid. Like for example, TOEFL scores are valid for 2 years. So if you give the exam in first year, then it doesn't make sense to go to apply for the TOEFL exam, because the scores will be expired until you apply go for the applications. So you have to take into consideration those stuff as well.
Okay. Yeah. So next question is how to get into top universities of the world like MIT, Harvard, and Oxford, and do they provide scholarships?
So getting into top universities, again, you have to build a strong profile. You need to have a stellar profile, like being, and uh, I would, by a stellar profile, I wouldn't say like you have to build a nuclear fusion reactor. Do something which is possible, and they value the work you have done. Like you might have heard that SOP is one of the most important parts of the application process. So, what is there in a single essay? Anyone can write an essay, but the importance of that essay is that see how hard you have worked, how interested you are in pursuing a master's from their university, and how have you prepared yourself to go to a university. If they see that thing in you, then they will take you in. But in some case, and again, there's a hell lot of competition out there. You're not competing with just 50 students in your class or 100 students in your class. You're competing with the whole world, people from China, I would say, and then there's people from other countries. They all are competing along with you to go for that particular seat. So you need to have a top-notch profile if you want to go to those two universities.
So it doesn't go like it goes in the movies, the Netflix, the legally one that you just write one essay in one day, you prepare in a week and go Harvard and MIT. It
Yeah,
doesn't
that's a
go that
joke.
way, right?
It doesn't go that way. It takes months of work to just
Months or
prepare one,
years of work, so
not
it doesn't
exactly
have
years, but
it
takes,
doesn't happen in a week or a day
yeah, it doesn't
that you
happen
write an
in
essay and you
overnight
go
or
in
in a
there.
week. You can't go that way.
Okay, so Netflix is a hoax. Then,
Okay.
sir, Next question is MTech, MS, or MBA. Which one to opt for?
So I cannot say that just go for this one, either MS or MTech or MBA, because it's totally up to you and your choice how you want to go ahead. MTech and MS are kind of similar because it's just Masters of Technology and it's in India, and same is said as Master of Science in US. So it's kind of the same thing. MBA is a whole different thing. For MBA, if you are like deciding you want to go for MBA, I would suggest you take some experience, then go ahead with that, because they do value people with experience. And for Masters of Science or Master MTech, in that case, you can choose either of these because it's it's kind of the same thing, but just different names. In India, if you're gonna go for masters in India, then it's called MTech, and if you're gonna go for masters in US or Canada or somewhere else, then it's called MS.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so my next question is, could you guide us about the different exams for different degrees?
Different exams. So for masters, if I would say, there are only basically two exams. If you want to go for the master of like in STEM, or more as like engineering, you have to take the GRE exam, again which depends on the requirements of the university you're applying to. In the GRE exam, it tests your analytical and verbal skills. Like, it's more like quantitative aptitude first part, and the second part is your verbal aptitude, which tests how good you are in English. Basically that's the main thing. And then there's an essay part of that exam, which again tests your analytical writing skills, not just writing skills, analytical writing skills. And if you're going to go for MBA, so in that case there's a different exam for like there's this CAT exam in India and GMAT for international universities. Also, as if you want to go for undergrad degree in some other country, then you can also take the SAT exam. For medical, I would say it's ACT exam, I guess.
Okay.
So the next question is, how long did it take you to crack GRE and how did you prepare for it? Also, suggest books and materials.
Okay, so for me, um I prepared for GRE in about 1 month, and I referred to a lot of material from here and there. And the books shared by ETS is the organization which conducts the GRE and TOEFL exam. So they give some books to you. You can buy them, or there's also paperback available for it. So those books are really really good if you want to prepare for GRE. Then there are these big books editions, so you can go ahead with that. And there's a lot of other material, so you can go ahead with that. Like, you can just Google it out and find a lot of material out there.
Okay. So my next question is, should we do job before heading to other country, or so that we can know what do we want to do in future? Okay.
Yeah, that's actually a really good question. So again, it's your personal choice. There are, I know people who have been doing jobs before coming here, and I know people who just came directly after their undergrad. And either way it's fine, because if you're coming directly from undergrad, it gives you an advantage that you have not lost the connection to studying the way you're going to study here. Because once you lose the connection of studying, it sometimes happens that you are unable to connect to what you're studying right now. But after you have gained some work experience, it helps you in uh, understanding the world, like how everything works in a company. And there's one more benefit is that once you have some work experience, you can take up higher positions after completing your degree from here. So either way it's fine, and you can go ahead to do some like job or something before directly heading towards masters.
Okay. A note to our viewers, if you have any questions, do drop them in the comment section. We'll be referring to them as well at the end. So, next question is, why did you choose higher studies over such anticipating offers?
So it was a difficult decision for me for sure, because um, the offer from Amazon was so alluring, and because I also like kind of was connected to my team at Amazon. But the thing is, once you already like decide on something, and once you have decided, okay, I'm gonna go and pursue my masters, and and once you have made a proper decision, you should not look back. So before I got my offer from Amazon, I kind of had already made a decision, but even at the end, I had to think about it once again. I had to like double think about it, but like I went ahead and chose for masters, because if I cracked Amazon once, I can crack Amazon again. If you have that kind of confidence in yourself, then you should go ahead with what you actually want to go ahead with.
That's really nice, sir. So, how did your parents react to the news that when you conveyed them that you wanted to go for masters and you want to study further and like not do continue your job?
My parents have been really supportive with me through the very beginning. So the all the decisions I make, I discuss thoroughly with them and then go ahead with it. So they were totally supportive with my decision.
That's great. That's great. Okay, sir, my next question is, how, can you okay, how to get scholarships and fund for master's course?
So scholarships in there are a few universities, like there are some state universities which offer scholarships to a lot of students, and then you again for getting a good scholarship you have to be one of the top students, even in your bachelor's, even among the pool of students who are applying. Along with that, the good thing about universities here is that you get a lot of opportunities to gain scholarships. There are a lot of opportunities to gain scholarships, fellowships, assistantships under professors. So what you need to do is, after you come here and after you gain admit, it's up to you how much you can hustle to get those opportunities. You have to prove your worth, basically.
Okay.
Okay, so we do have another question as well. It's not for you, sir. I guess it's directed towards me, maybe. How to get out of shape? Okay, so you don't need to worry about getting out of shape. Your brain is already out of its shape. You need to see a psychiatrist, I guess, for that. So, sir, is there anything that you that you would like to tell the upcoming generation? The tips that you would like to give from your part?
So in regard to going for masters or in general?
In regard for masters and general, anything, so you are a senior.
So so basically, you my only tip which I usually give to my juniors and anyone who asks me is that you have to maintain your consistency in anything you do, because consistency and building a habit is one of the toughest things you can do along while doing anything. So if you're consistent in your work, if you're consistent in the grind you're doing, it will always bear a proper fruit for you.
Okay, so consistency is the key.
Yeah.
That's nice. Anmol?
Yeah, so we have a question from Kanav. Is the current economic slowdown in the US affecting the current students there?
So I would say it actually is affecting the students here. Like, you might have seen some posts on LinkedIn that the companies are receding their offers, and some companies have just delayed the offers, and the layoffs are also happening. So it does create a little bit of fear among the current students, and they are facing some issues. But again, you have to have confidence in yourself. You need to have that that feeling that you need to grind, and you will get something. So have faith in yourself. That's what's mainly important.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much for your time. It's been lovely meeting you and talking to you after so many months. Such a treat to eyes, and you really like threw light on our path. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. We have one more
Thank you.
question. Should it in some way influence our decisions to go for further studies?
Well, uh, I would say that decision is totally yours. But if like if you need to think about it, you should consider all the situations, everything in your mind. And it's not like the recession is gonna be here forever, and it's affecting the complete world's economy. So you need to think in that way.
Okay.
Sir, thank you for your time. Wish you all the very very best for your future, and we hope you bring gifts for us when you come back to India, and you will call me there US with you
Sure.
after. Sir,
Yeah. Uh,
I've been telling you this for quite some time now. Okay, sir. Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you for
Please
your time,
keep.
sir.
Yeah. Please keep guiding us in the future as
Yes,
well.
sir.
Sure. Thank you very much for having me. It was really,
Thank you, sir.
it was a pleasure meeting you both again, and all the
Thank you,
best for
sir.
your future.
Thank you, sir.